So the first thing we need is obviously our strawberries and rhubarb. So over here, I have got about 2.5 cups of quartered strawberries. These ones are a good size, so I just, cut them into quarters. If you get those ginormo, not necessarily Ontario or locally grown strawberries. Those ones I'd cut a little bit finer, maybe even slice them. But you just want them in even size. So I'm gonna go into a large bowl with those strawberries. Then I'm gonna go in with rhubarb. Now I love rhubarb. Does anybody here have a rhubarb plant growing in the yard? I am coming to your house to steal your rhubarb. Just
that's the thing, you don't need your own rhubarb because your neighbor's got it.
Yeah, if your neighbor has rhubarb, when you go to the grocery store and it's like 4 stalks for $7, you're like, this is a weed.
Yeah.
Yes, just make friends with someone who has rhubarb and you're good to go. So I have got my rhubarb here though, and I'm just gonna trim off the bottom part. And you don't wanna eat the leaves, obviously. That part is not a good for you. It's bad for you, in fact, whereas the stalk is beautiful. It's really, really sharp, really tart and super nice. So I'm gonna cut this into about 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter chunks. If it's a little bit fibrous and it starts to be a little bit peely, you can always remove that outer peel, but I find it cooks down really nicely.
Kind of like celery, right?
It is kind of celery.
Yeah.
It's like the sour celery.
Yeah.
And I love celery and I love rhubarb. So it's a good combo. All right, so I'm going in. Now the one I just cut up, this is the rhubarb you would probably find in your backyard. It's a little green. It's just as delicious. But if you buy the one at the grocery store, typically it looks more like this, which is forced rhubarb. Forced rhubarb is actually grown in the dark, so you get this beautiful, bright pink color. Both taste the same, so honestly, use whatever you can find.
I just learned something
Did
today.
you?
Yeah, I did not know about forced rhubarb.
They basically grow it under like garbage pails.
They're
It's like the Oscar the Grouch.
They're forced to be in the dark.
They're forced to be in the dark, and they have this beautiful pink color. Really, really nice. So I've got about 2 cups of that rhubarb in that bowl as well. And one of my favorite flavor pairings when it comes to rhubarb is actually orange zest. I love orange zest. It's super duper tasty. It's the sweeter version of any of the citrus fruits.
I agree, it's good.
Yeah, you could do it with lemon, but orange is the way to go. So I'm just gonna add in the zest. I feel actually really nervous right now because I'm zesting in front of Craig Wong, and I know you zest very differently than I do.
No judgment,
Yeah,
Mary.
I feel
Come
it.
on.
I feel it. Yeah.
What do you do? Do you like move?
I twist it.
That's
like
what I
this.
do.
I know,
Yeah.
guys.
It's a very chefy thing to
One
do.
motion.
I do it the way Mary does
Thank
it.
you, Vijaya. Yeah. All right, add that zest on in. That's gonna be beautiful and bright and fresh. Now we're gonna add in a bit of sweetness because that rhubarb is quite tart. So I'm gonna go in with 1/2 cup of sugar. Now the sugar is also gonna help with pectin production, which is gonna help it kind of jam up as it bakes. But to help that along as well, I'm also going in with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch, as it heats up and gets to a boiling point, thickens. So it's gonna give you a really nice texture and not be overly soupy. So I'm gonna go in with that. Then I'm gonna go in with my spices. So the first thing I need is about 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. I love ground ginger. It's really sweet and spicy, like warm.
Yeah, I like
Kinda?
that,
Yeah. If you want to do fresh ginger, you could, but I'm not going to do that because I didn't feel like going to the freezer today. All right, then we're going to go in with about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Yum.
And then finally, we need a little bit of nutmeg, which obviously I got on my pocket, and we're good to go. Okay. I love my pocket nutmeg. I always forget my keys in my other purse, but I always have a nutmeg on hand in my purse. Priorities. All right, about 1/4 teaspoon, which is about 1/4 of a nutmeg, goes right on in. And then for a little extra flavor, I'm also going in with some vanilla. Now, if you wanted, you could also do almond extract in here. Ooh. I'm a free pourer when it comes to vanilla. Yeah. Definitely not almond extract.
No.
That's living too far close to the edge. That's very dangerous.
Strong.
It's very strong and punchy. All right, I'm gonna give this a good mix together. And it's gonna look a little bit dry at this point, but as it cooks, that fruit's gonna release some of its moisture and give you a really nice jammy texture. So that's looking great. I'm gonna go into a greased and prepared casserole dish. Just pour all that fruit in. Hi, Andrea, how's it going?
Good, how's it going?
Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Now, I don't worry too much about scraping all this out because I'm actually gonna build the crisp topping in this bowl as well. So the first thing I need is a cup of flour. You can use, doesn't it smell good?
It smells so good.
I know, guys, yeah.
You know what it is? It's the orange with the vanilla.
Beautiful.
It's so delicious.
It's really nice. It just adds that little pop of something extra. I'm going in with 1 cup of flour. You can do any sort of flour, whole wheat, gluten-free, whatever you want. I've just got all-purpose today. I'm also going in with a cup of rolled oats. Now, I'm using whole rolled oats because they have a bit more texture than instant, but whatever you have on hand will work. Then I'm gonna season that with a little bit of salt And then for a little bit of added crunch, I'm gonna go in with some chopped nuts. This is not necessary, but I'm going with about a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans.
Ooh, I love that.
Pecan or pecan?
I'm a pecan girl because I feel like if I say pecan, I have to be like a Southern belle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Pecan is too bougie.
It's so fancy, yeah. All right, so that's going in and doing its thing, giving that a little bit of a mix together. I'm also gonna add in a bit of sugar. So for that, I'm doing a 1/4 cup of brown sugar just for a little bit extra molassesy flavor. Give that a good mix together. And then all I need to do is add in my butter. So unlike a pie dough, you don't add any liquid to a crisp or a crumble topping. It's just that butter and flour coming together. So I've got 1/2 cup of butter here. It's room temperature. I've cubed it up. I'm just gonna add that on in. And this is where you get your hands a little bit messy. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna clean hands, everybody, don't worry. Toss it up and then just start kind of smashing it together. This is like an enjoyable thing. I used to love doing this as a kid.
Yeah. It's a great thing to do with kids.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like your kids would be very into this.
Oh, totally. Maybe too into it.
Maybe too into it. Andrea, your kids are adults. Would they be into this?
They would totally be into it
100%.
too.
Yeah. Craig, what about you?
Half of it would end up on the floor.
Yes, exactly.
Guaranteed.
100%. All right, so I mix this up just until it looks kind of crumbly, essentially. I do it a little bit further at home, but just to show you one of my tricks whenever I'm making a crisp or a crumble, is what I like to do is once it's mixed up, as opposed to just dumping this onto here, I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna smush about 1/2 of it together so it forms like a big ball.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just break it over top.
Oh my gosh.
Because then you get those big chunkers.
I love that.
We love a big chunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, that's the same technique I use for my fried chicken.
Oh, really?
I pick up each piece, I smush it
Yeah.
together, see what sticks.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the best way to do it. You get so much more texture that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump the rest on, and all of that loose kind of flour is gonna sink into the filling. Andrew, would you do me a favor?
I will.
Would you open the oven for me?
I can do that, Mary.
Thank you. My hands are a little dirty. It's fine. So bottom oven, we're gonna go in. Oh, your tortillas are still there. We're going underneath. There you go. Perfect. And would you do me the honors?
I will bring this.
This is
to you,
very
Mary.
handy. Have yourself a handy dandy Andrea bucket in your kitchen. Bake that off at 400 for 30 to 35 minutes. And then you have a beautiful strawberry rhubarb twist. Serve that up with some ice cream. I cannot. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.